Okay, I'm waiting on notification. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning into a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast. We have an amazing guest with us this afternoon, one who I'm very humbled and honored would take time out of his busy schedule to give us some information as well as some inspiration from on behalf of the youth. That's Brother Jair Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam, sir. All praise due to Allah.
Yes, sir. Well, the first thing I want to let you know is that your parents watched me and my siblings grow up. So
Yes,
and
sir.
now it's turning around to see you grow up. That's an amazing man, it's beautiful. The first question I want to know for you is what is it like being a two-time championship driller?
Man, first and foremost, I think it's an echo. Like I can hear it in my ear. Is that something on your end?
No, that's on yours. That's on yours.
Okay, let me just go ahead and take this out then. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 1 second. Make sure everything going right. You know what I'm saying?
All right, boom. And thank everybody for coming on in and watching the People's Podcast with us this afternoon. All right, boom. We'll be right back. There you go.
All right, so great. So first and foremost, Josh, I just want to thank you. Man, the People's Podcast has had so many great people on here, man. To be able to have your little brother on here, I'm absolutely humble, man. I'm honored, man. So I thank you for just thinking of me enough to invite your little brother on here. So you said the question was, what is it like being a two-time drill champion?
Yes, sir.
Man, bro, to be honest, really, I don't think it really hit me yet because going through so much, I'm just going to go into the first year, man, because the first year, it was very difficult. And one of the brothers told me, he said, man, you know that you were the youngest brother in the nation's history to be a DI for the FOI category and win? First time. So I'm like, wow. I was like, I never thought of it like that. But going into it, it seemed like I was just thrown in. They're like, okay, guy, you're God. So I'm like, what? It's my first year drilling. I didn't come here thinking that. And it was difficult because earning the respect of the men, not from a, okay, he's D9's son perspective, or not from, oh, you're 17, having charge over grown men, giving them instructions. So that was a barrier that I have to go through. Like I have to earn the respect.
Yes,
not
sir. Yes, sir.
From my age, but from the knowledge and wisdom that I have on drill and my experience. So it was dope for me just going through that, and just like, and that's how you grow with the brotherhood, growing together. Man, we didn't have times where we almost threw hands at practice, and man, we didn't spent the night at the mosque just over and over and over again. And then even this year, last year and this year, we probably only had 2 practices as a team together. It would be like, I would make every practice, but then maybe like 2 brothers there, maybe 3. But people were all spread out. So we would have to record videos of the routine so people could practice it at home, practice it whether they be driving trucks, practice it whether they somewhere else. But it was crazy because that's how we knew that Allah was present, because no matter what the obstacles we went through, we were successful by the grace of Allah. So to be a 2-time champion, bro, it's honestly, man, it's surreal. And I never told anybody this, but the first year, we were about to go on stage, and Minister Ishmael came in the back, and Brother Saad Alim, the national secretary, and I just had my head down because I was nervous. You know what I'm saying? It's natural. So I was nervous. So I just had my head down. Everybody, you're going to do good by the grace of Allah, and this, that, and the third. But right before I was about to go on stage, I forgot the entire routine. The entire cadence. I was losing it, bro. So I walk on stage, I hit my left face, boom. I walk towards it. I pop my salute, ask permission. I do my little salute series. When I turn around and snap my head, boom, the entire routine came back.
Hey, okay.
But in that, it was like a tunnel vision. Like I wasn't controlling myself. And it's an experience that I can't really explain. But it's like I wasn't controlling my body. Like I did stuff that I didn't plan on doing. I didn't practice. I just did it. My body just moved on its own. All praise due to Allah, man, because that was an experience unlike any other. So I can't man, I have a beautiful team, man.
Praise be to Allah. And what would you tell the other DIs around the country who are like the junior FOI who are growing into becoming FOI? What advice would you give to them on, like you said, earning the respect of the older brothers? What advice would you give to them?
The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said that our minds are made to think rightly. So if you know that what you're doing and what you're saying is right, you have the backing of the God 100%. But you have to walk with that same strength and that same faith, because there are going to be people, and as men, sometimes we allow our egos to get the best of us. And when you're someone young and you're stepping into a role of leadership, because it's our time now. So we're going to have to step into that leadership in our lives, preparing us for the future. So, man, I would just say, man, just go for it, man. Take it on. Don't allow anybody to make you feel like, oh, you're too young. You got to wait till you're a little older, man. Scratch that. It's our time now. That's all I'm going to say, man. Just make it at the forefront. Whatever you're doing, know that you're doing it with the right intentions in mind, because people, they do things but have the wrong motives. And that's when ego, vanity, all of those things clash, and that's what causes things to not, be able to flow together. But as long as you're doing it for the right reason, know that you're doing it not for a trophy, not for your city, but you're drilling for Allah Almighty. Like that's the sole reason why we drill. And I want to say this, man. We as a nation, I know it's a drill competition and it's righteous competition, but at the end of the day, we're one team. And we're showing our love and submission for Almighty God Allah. We're not doing this, okay, I want to beat this team. I want to beat this team. Scratch that. Scratch that, man. We're drilling for Allah and his messages for the gods. Exercise of the gods. I mean, what you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Hold on. I just want to read some of the comments. A lot of people showing you love, sending you the greetings. My sister Miriam says, Assalamu alaikum family. Walaikum salam, Mimi. And thank you all for tuning in to watch the People's Podcast this afternoon. Excellent. Okay, hold on one second. Excellent. My next question for you is, what was your most profound memory of growing up in the nation?
Man, so my most profound memory growing up, I would say becoming a registered member of the Nation of Islam. Because a lot of people don't know, but it may shock a couple people, but I didn't necessarily grow up in the nation. So I went to MUI and I got pulled out and I became homeschooled. So in me becoming homeschooled, I was focusing on school, but as a kid, you find things to do in different hobbies. And I fell in love with basketball, and you know how that go. And basketball, man, that's all I did, man. I ate, I slept basketball. That's all I cared about. And I fell so in love with basketball that I felt out of focus and, with the Nation of Islam and the mosque and everything like that. Like that was in the back of my mind because basketball was in the forefront. So growing up, I grew up really outside of the nation, but I still, obviously, my dad being who he is, I've always been in the nation. So, me growing up outside the mosque, I played basketball, but it seemed like everywhere that I went, I would always find trouble in regards to like dealing with coaches. Like wherever I went playing basketball, my dad could bear witness. I've always had a problem with a coach. Like a coach would be like, "Oh, he's too smart," or "Who does he think he is?" Like it was like this is one time this coach was saying like, because he was talking to the players or whatnot, and he asked a question, and I answered the question before the last word came out of his mouth. And he said, "Who do you think he is? He's just a smart, like he just think he's just super smart." And a lot of people, I can say like our people, man, the condition that our people are in, we're just a slow-minded people, especially when you eat pork, it slows your mind down. And a brother that's, that's never eaten pork, has had a certain level of knowledge, you can just answer questions like that. You don't really have to think that much because, the way. So dealing with that, it was tough, but being able to come back to the nation, and my father was never the person to try to force me into anything. Like whatever I wanted to do, he'd be like, "You know what, son, you do it, you have my support." But man, I was like, man, I can't do this no more, because basketball just seemed like I kept running into that problem, and at time took my drive away from me. So one time I went to the mosque with my dad. After that time I went to the mosque, I was in it ever since. And then the day I turned 16, when I went to go get registered. So that was probably the most profound memory growing up and being able to write my letter to Master Farrakhan Muhammad, man.
Allahu Akbar. Okay, well, speaking of your father, for those who don't know, how do you handle the pressure of, being, in the nation and having everybody see your dad and watch you grow up. How do you handle that pressure?
That's a lot of pressure, bro. And I know you know because your father. I mean, come on now. So, man. Needless to say, I have very, very, very big shoes to fill. And I just try not to think about it. And I try, it's okay because our parents sacrifice for us to make it easier for us.
Absolutely.
It's okay to use that as a boost, but I want to make sure that I make a legacy of my own. I don't want people to say, oh, just because he's D9 saying he can do this or he can do that. I want to be the one that outworks everybody. So they can't say that. But growing up, man, just there's a lot of pressure. Oh, that's D9 son. He's a soldier and this, that, and the third. And that it's the truth because the fruit didn't fall too far from the tree by the grace of God. Yeah. So it's beautiful, man. I just want to make sure that I'm representing my father well because he's worked so hard, man. He's been with the minister all of these years, man. All of these years. And it's a lot, man. And I know now the importance of what my father does for the leader, man.
Praise be to Allah.
Man, it was difficult growing up, man. My father being gone all the time for weeks at a time, months at a time. And when I was younger, I used to just cry because I'm like, man, I want my dad to be home. But people don't understand that, you see my father and you see the people around the minister, I'm saying, on stage at Savior's Day and all these things, but they don't see the struggle that goes into what a day-to-day basis, man, being up, getting home at 2 a.m, leaving back out at 4. You know what I'm saying? Those type of things. So I now understand what my father does and the importance of it. So now I've gotten to the point where, man, I want to walk in your footsteps.
Praise be to Allah.
And inshallah, I've had conversations with the minister where I told him that.
Beautiful.
And so that's how I would handle the pressure, just outworking everybody, and so I can make a legacy of my own. So that my children can say, man, you know what I'm saying? J9, your dad. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want, man.
Beautiful. And praise be to Allah. My sister Naima sends her greetings. Our sister Joy is sending greetings. So make Joy, this is her first time watching. But what about your moms? Now, so for many people who don't know, your mother was very profound in helping my mother in the Vanguard and helping me and my sisters watching us growing up. But she drilled and she drilled and the drill competition and stuff like that. So what do you get from your mother?
Man, my mom, she's such a beautiful spirit, man. I would say what I get from my mother as far as characteristics wise, my mother's sensitivity. I feel like I have that. And not to where someone be like, oh, he's sensitive or he's soft, because that's the furthest thing from the truth. Yes. But sensitivity means that you can pick up people's energies. You can be able to situations, and you can be able to allow things to. I'm trying to see how I can word it, but you kind of get what I'm saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To your surroundings, so you just not rock hard and you just closed off to everything. I would say another thing I get from my mom is I think outside the box. Like that's how my mother is, man. And she's such a beautiful spirit, and she's such a beautiful mind, man. And she's so intelligent because she'll look at something and she'll say, why is that like that? So she'll get a broader perspective so she can see the entirety of it and not just that one thing that everybody's focusing on. So that's what I would say I would get from my mother. And her being, I saw the video of my mother drilling. I think Sister Tadara posted it.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Told me that you were in the comments or whatnot. And I saw it and I was like, wow, I didn't know my mother was a crack fruit soldier like that. I was like, man, I see where I get it from. By the grace of Allah.
Praise be to God. Because that's when I grew up, I knew your mom before I knew your father because of being at the drill practices and stuff like that. It, like my mom's would be Vanguard stuff, and then by the time I knew your father, of course, he's such a profound, and I always give credit to your father for being a profound mentor to me and many. But I would say, if he's being honest, I'm his favorite person to mentor because I'm the coolest guy. That's just what I think. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I think. My next question is, what was it like when you spoke earlier of your conversations with the minister? What has been some of the conversations that you got from the Most High Minister Farrakhan?
Man, this is a question that. See, the thing is with the minister, man, you could have conversations with him, and he's not the type of person that will say something and you leave it knowing exactly what he meant the exact moment he said it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think years for you to understand, like, this is what the minister meant by this, or it'll come up in your mind. And, you know, I've had conversations with the minister, man, like, man, just being able to, like, go and pick one is very difficult. Mm. But I would say you said my favorite?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
I would say when the minister gave me my assignment. Now, truth out of season is worse than a lie, says Elijah Muhammad. So I won't go into what he said, but that would be my favorite conversation, because I would be lying if I didn't point that conversation to that. But I'll tell you another situation. So I was at the farm with the minister, and, you know, I was standing next to him. He was greeting people, you know, on security or whatnot. And afterwards, he called me over. And whenever he called me over, he says, Jair, with a very deep voice. And I'll be like, yes, sir, brother minister. So I walked up. He said, son, how are you? I said, I'm doing good, brother minister. Now I'm looking at you. He said, man, you took my line, because he always said that. So we started laughing and whatnot. And he was like, son, he said, you remind me so much of myself. He said, I thank Allah so much for you. And I said, all praise due to Allah, brother minister. And I said, you know, I got to keep my promise, because I made a promise to the minister, and the minister made a promise back to me. I'm going to try to say it. I'm not going to say it for verbatim, but you can kind of get it.
Yes, sir.
He said, son, I want you to stay that way. He said, because many people make promises to me that they don't keep. And he said, I see now that you're going to be one of the first to keep their promise to me all the way through. And he said, fulfilling your promise, he said, you'll be a very honored man. And I can see now that you'll become a God. So he said that, and I was like, brother minister, what did you just say? So I was just saying, inshallah, inshallah, inshallah. And I said, one time I said, inshallah. He said, no, mashallah. So that's like, oh my God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
that was probably one of the most beautiful that I can remember, man. I remember another story, man. I don't remember, because I was very young, and I was riding with the motorcade with my father, and we were going to the palace. And I was walking down the gates going into the house, and the brothers was like, Jair, where you going? And I said, I'm going to put the minister to sleep. And that's kind of always been my relationship with the minister. It's always been like, okay, I'm going to do everything that I can to protect the minister. I don't care what it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And me and the minister, man, we have a beautiful relationship. It's like a father to a son, man, in so many words, because our relationship, man, it's different, man. I don't know. That man, he's the most beautiful man that I've ever met in my life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's so much for us as a people that for me to give my life for him would be an honor, because there's nothing that we can say or we can do to repay what he's done for us.
That's right.
But to give my life in the cause of Islam and give my life ultimately to the will of Allah, I feel like that would make him proud. And I told him one time, I said, brother minister, I said, I pray to Allah every night that I can become one of the 10 Farrakhans that will help rule the nations to help carry this burden. I said, because I'm doing this for so long. And he just stopped. And he said, yes, son. He said, yes. And that was it. But what I just told you was a part of my assignment.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
I'm going to say on that. But yeah, so hopefully that answers your question.
It absolutely does. And I want to thank you, Brother Jair, for your sacrifice, and especially for the sacrifice of your family. And yes, then, of course, for your father, but for your mother and your sister, we thank you, and we support you. And I just want to make sure that you know that. People are showing you a lot of love in the comments. Praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah. Excellent, excellent. Wow. Go ahead. Brother Damien said our future is bright. Sister not. Oh, this is not just first time watching the people's podcast as well. She says, "Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam." Okay, boom. All right. My next question for you, sir, is what do you do for fun?
Man, what do I do? You know, to be honest, I love video games, man.
Okay, what's your favorite video game?
I'm gonna be honest. You know, I'm gonna be honest, man. I love playing video games. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whenever I have free time, whenever I'm not studying or whenever I'm not, you know, I'm trading, I'll either play video games. You know, I love Call of Duty, different games like that.
Okay. Or
you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest. I watch anime. You know, I mean, a lot of people may not rock with that, but you know what I'm saying? Anime. If you ain't never watched anime, I advise. Because I'm guarantee you to change your life, man. But yeah, I love playing video games, anime, play basketball. You know what I'm saying? I would like to say I'm nice on the court. You know what I'm saying? I was around a nation that They like to talk a lot of trash, but it's okay. That's on the court once this COVID thing clears up.
Was you gonna handle all of that? Okay, well, are you a PlayStation or Xbox? What are you going with?
PlayStation all day, but I will say that I just built my first computer. So I'll actually show it on the live so you all can see it. Let me see how you flip your camera. So this is actually my setup. So I got my 2 monitors here, and then I got my PC that I built. I built it from absolute scratch. So this is the PC. So I've been getting into PC, which is it was like a whole different world because it's like your frames and everything like that. It's much graphics is much better. So at first I was PlayStation, but now I would say that I'm kind of transitioning to PC.
Beautiful, praise be to Allah. That's amazing. What got you into building computers?
Man, bro, it's not necessarily me getting into it, but I trade forex, so I wanted the best possible system in regards to trading forex to make sure that I'm always on it. I wanted the best of the best. So trading on a laptop it's fine, you can do that, but trading on a computer, being able to see it from a broader spectrum on a big monitor is much better than seeing it on a condensed screen. So I built a really good PC that can be used for gaming, but I really made it for my trading, man. So me and my sister, I built one and my sister. So it took us about 2-3 days, but by the grace of Allah, we were able to be able to do it and be successful.
Praise be to Allah. Excellent. Well, people in the comments saying, wow, praise be to Allah. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So do you, in the future, in your professional life or in your personal life, are you going to do something in technology?
I would say that I'm pretty much what I want to do in the future. In regards to trading forex, man, because this forex is something that you can do from anywhere in the world at any time.
Yes, sir.
So you can always make money, but you have to take the time and the work in to actually become good at it, because trading is not for everybody. And I try to tell people that it's not like a get rich quick thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes time. But I'm also have this millionaire mentor who's actually mentoring me on real estate.
Okay.
So with that, so inshallah, I'll be getting into that soon. And inshallah, in the near future, it's the first time I'm saying this on a platform or whatever, but I'm actually gonna be coming out with a clothing line. That's gonna be inshallah really dope. I think you all will really like it. I think you all will support it. I hope so.
Absolutely.
It has something to do with because my family, I like to call it the nine. You know what I'm saying? I'm J9, my father's D9, my mother's C9. You know what I'm saying? I'm D9 actually. Yeah. So I wanted to make that into something that can be like a staple brand. So it's gonna be something around those lines. I'm not gonna say too much, but I think you all will actually like it. Inshallah.
Crazy. Well, listen, when you get your clothing line launched and any other future things you have, please let me get the exclusive interview so we can, support it, put it on YouTube and share it and make sure we promote it, bro.
Definitely, man.
Yes, sir. Well, I want to thank everybody in the comments, but I want to thank you, Brother Jair, for it's hard being the son of anybody, but especially the son of somebody who's in the front and the camera and doing a great job. So I'm always going to root for all of the children, especially the sons. I'm biased, you know what I'm saying? It's the sisters too. They can identify, my sisters can identify with them. But as a son, bro, you do a great job of upholding your family's name. So may Allah continue to bless you, brother.
Well, man, we have a very honorable with Farrakhan. As long as we stay looking at that example, man, and we strive our lives, because the minister, man, is a perfect example of what the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad can do for each and every one of us. So as long as, because the minister said, I don't want you to worship me. He said, I want you to follow me.
Yes, sir. So, yes, sir.
And we stay on the life straight path, we'll all be successful.
Praise be to Allah. I know your dad, your mom's proud of you. We're proud of you. You got a nation that supports you, bro, and loves you. So may Allah continue to bless you, and please give your family the greetings, sir.
Yes, I will do.
Yes, sir. Thank you all for watching the People's Podcast. We're going to put it on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. Assalamu alaikum.